Hi everyone, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in today's video I want to look at a question I have talked about before but from a different angle. And that is, which is more effective, tretinoin or retinol? This is a question that has been repeated for years, and a lot of the answers online sound very certain, but they often come from product marketing that doesn't reflect how the skin actually works. So today I want to look at this from a biological perspective, because this is where the real clarity comes from. Now, before we get into the comparison, it helps to understand what both tretinoin and retinol become in the skin. Because this is the key point that gets lost in a lot of discussions. Both of them, whether you start with tretinoin or you start with retinol, end up becoming the exact same molecule inside the skin, retinoic acid. This is the active form that actually interacts with your skin cells. And from a biological standpoint, your skin does not know or care where that retinoic acid came from. It reacts to the molecule, not the product. So when you compare them, the real difference is not the final effect, but the speed at which your skin gets that molecule. Tretinoin is already retinoic acid, so the skin receives it instantly. This can make the effects appear faster. But it also means that the skin has no gradual adjustment period, which is why irritation is so common. Retinol, on the other hand, has to be turned into retinoic acid by the skin. And because this happens slowly, the skin receives a small amount over time. This makes retinol easier to tolerate, and it also means that the changes are usually slower and more gradual. But the important part is this: given enough time, both can lead to very similar levels of retinoic acid in the skin. And this is why the long-term difference is much smaller than you may think. And this leads to the belief that tretinoin is dramatically stronger, which comes mostly from marketing and from the idea that prescription automatically means more effective. But effectiveness depends on exposure. And exposure depends on what the skin can actually tolerate over weeks and months. So the real biological answer to which one is much more effective is that tretinoin works faster, but retinol can reach similar long-term results if you use it consistently. The molecule is the same. The timeline is different. Tretinoin delivers a lot at once, so you may notice changes much sooner, but this can also mean that irritation makes it harder to keep using it regularly. Retinol gives the skin small amounts over long periods of time, so the early changes are slower, but many of you may find it much easier to stay consistent with. And this is why in practice the question of effectiveness cannot be separated from tolerance. If a product is too strong and you cannot use it regularly, its potential effectiveness does not translate into real-life results. So when you look at the biology and the way these molecules behave in the skin, the most accurate answer is this: tretinoin is faster, retinol is slower, but neither one of them is better, because they lead to the same molecule, and it depends on what your skin can handle well over time. Now I hope that this helped you understand this topic once and for all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Happy skin caring!